Shalom, shalom.
Hello, Philip, Rodrigo. I'm happy to be here, Eti. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm ready to follow you. It's good to listen that everything is fine in Israel and around here. The weather is changing. The cold is beginning to start. We have some rain here, but everything is fine. Yes.
Good
Thank you.
morning, Eti. Good morning, Fernando and Philip. And I'm very happy to be here. There is a little feeling of sad because I'm already miss our classes because you said that you go to a little period for vacation. But uh, it's always a pleasure and a joy to be here. And yesterday, me and Fernando and another friend, we made a record for the YouTube channel. We
Mhm.
we we would like to do a live, but it was impossible because this new friend it's not viable to do a live. But it was a great conversation, and a lot of things that we learned with you uh, came to that conversation, and it was uh, a beautiful time.
Thank you so much, and I would like to thank both of you of hosting a third friend in conversation. Though it's not a live or stream, I respect your decision to host different people with different perspectives and to give them ability to express themselves. So I would like to thank you and for the effort that you do to listen to another person, to host another person in his conditions. Thank you so much. And good morning, Felipe. Good morning. I hope you can hear us.
Good morning, Eti. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very good, Eti. I'm very glad to be here. It is a special day. Today is Aurora's, my daughter's birthday, and I'm just happy to share with you, to thank you a lot in this day, Eti. In advance, I am sorry because I won't be able to join all the session because of schedules, but I wanted just to thank you a lot, and because since I was since we have known that this baby child, this first daughter of mine, was uh, descending here on earth, all of that special moment before birth and this 1 year of her life, it's all been how can I say, it's our sessions here, Etienne, your teachings and your kindness, it's been all over the place in her life, in a way, so I am very glad and just wanted to register here in this session, special session, about this, and just thank you, Eti. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you, Felipe, and happy birthday, dear Aurora. And this is the topic. Felipe, Fernando, Rodrigo, Philip, people who listen on YouTube. Our topic today is Gemini. Gemini, in Hebrew, Teumim. And in those days, we are approaching, or we are already in Gemini, twins, the end of May, beginning of June. Is it about astrology? Is it about the Ten Commandments? Is it about Genesis 1? What is it about? Let's pop into the whiteboard and see. What is the meaning of Gemini? Gemini, Teumim, twins. Why in the third month? Because we are counting from spring. Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, or April, May, Juni, the third month Why Gemini in the third month? What does it mean to us? How does it connect to the 10 Commandments, to the creation of man, to truth? Let's see. Now we are at the whiteboard and we have here a few texts. We have Genesis 1, not all of it, and I would like to focus, just that we shall see. In Genesis 1, this is not the whole text. I just color the word Vayomer, and God said. So here we see 5 times. In general, in this chapter, we find the word Vayomer, and God says 10 times. So this is the first text. This is just an introduction, and of course you can choose with what to start and how the course of the conversation will develop. This is a mosaic from the 6th century, the Byzantine period in Israel. This is a mosaic from Bet Alpha. Bet Alpha is a kibbutz in Jordan Valley, Bet She'an Valley. Here we see twins, Teomim. We shall speak about this. I will enlarge it, make it bigger. And I will ask you a question, or ourselves question, about this specific mosaic. This is another source. Another, source is Exodus 19. In the 3rd month, בחודש השלישי, לצאת בני ישראל מארץ מצרים. In the 3rd month, after the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt. What is the meaning of the 3rd month? Coming at Sinai desert in this day, today, they are coming. And Exodus 20. And God spoke all these words, saying, וידבר אלוהים את כל הדברים האלה לאמור. Those are the 10 commandments. When the first command starts with Anochi. This is not just I am the Lord thy God. It has different meanings in Hebrew. But before we open the conversation, I would like to ask you, what ideas are popping to your mind? With which text or mosaic would you like to start? Or in general, if you have something to say about Genesis 1, the 10 sayings of God, Gemini in general, twins, the 3rd month, or the 10 commandments, do you have something that you would like to share with us, ask with us, offer before we start?
This whole collection is interesting.
Indeed.
It's
As I am from the sign of Gemini. So
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
it's next week. Next week.
Mazal tov! Happy birthday, Fernando! Very good.
And one of the characteristics is the curiosity. Right?
Yes.
Curiosity, and so I'm very curious about this material that you brought to us today, about the 10 sayings and also about the receiving of the Torah. So a lot of things are popping on my mind, but I will wait to listen first.
Thank you. Other questions? Yes.
No, please go ahead, please.
Please, Rodrigo. It is important to listen, please. I'm interested because I have different streams of thoughts that I prepared, but I would like to listen to you, that it will flow as you speak and you feel. Please.
Would be amazing to hear you about all of these topics. Commandments is something that fascinates me, and also the Genesis 1. And when I look this image, the picture, and I look the word Taomim, immediately I can see both mine.
Excellent. Let's start. So when you see the word Teomim, here's the pen. When you see the word Teomim, very good. Let's take what color you'd rather, what color fits your sense of visual, red or blue or turquoise? What is easy for you to receive? Which color now? I ask you because it is important to me that you will feel also comfortable with the color. I'm going to write few things. What is best received in your eyes? Which color?
I prefer red. I prefer red.
You prefer red, you
But
prefer blue, and Felipe?
yeah,
The third element, please.
Yeah,
It would be eti segol.
Segol, purple, segol. Okay,
The
okay. And Philip? Yeah, and Philip, what do you say?
Oh, I think there's a majority vote there.
Okay, so you say purple. Let's try purple. Okay, this is, we did not try purple. Segol or segol, which also means in Hebrew segula, which is virtue. So let's do a compromise, okay? Let's do a compromise and write the word teomim. This is a very interesting. I'll make it a bit. 1 second. The ink will be thicker. Or shall I zoom in, because I see it doesn't come well, so I'll zoom in. Here I can delete this, and it's new to me now, the board. Let's see, 21 points. Let's do 13 if I'm closer. Let's see. Okay, better. Tell me if we can see, or I have to maybe 21. Let's see. Teomim. Teomim, twins. Joanne, I'm very happy to see you here. Very happy. Teomim. Rodrigo says he see 2 words, ot, and maim. Water. Maim is water. Ot is a letter or a sign. So Rodrigo sees letter in the water or sign in the water. Now, what happens when we take the word water? They have value of 90, water, 40, mem. Yod is 10, another mem is 40, together is 90. We divide it into 2, and here we have 45 and 45. 45 Adam, human. And here is the tetragrammaton with the filling of the letter Aleph. Where is the turquoise? Let's say turquoise, something that we shall see. Here, what is the 45? Second is Yod Hey Vav Hey, the tetragrammaton. Yod Hey Vav Hey. This is 26 with the filling of Aleph in this Yod Hey Vav Hey. We have 45. So Teomim, yes.
In the Zeiran theme, in the Tree of Life, is this feeling of the tetragrammaton correspond to the.
True. Now the interesting thing is the value. Teomim, ot is 407, because tav is 400, vav is 6, aleph is 1, so we have 407. Maim, water, is 90, together 497. Now please remember this number, and we shall move to the text. Exodus 19. Who would like to read Exodus 19, English, Hebrew, or both? Who would like to do it? Yes, please. Who is volunteering?
I can read it in English, Eti.
Thank you.
In the 3rd month after the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came into the wilderness of Sinai.
Thank you so much. In the 3rd month. In a lateral thinking, we take the third here, sorry. And Fernando, what do we do with lateral thinking here? This is twins plus the 3rd month. This is the sign. What happens if we add 3 to this value? What do we get?
The temple.
Potential.
Yeah, excellent. The temple, the potential,
full
the
hand
5, the full hand perspective, or the tree, the course of the tree of life, or the diagonal of Pythagoras, everything, or the chart, you see. And this is interesting. Now, just speaking, do you have questions before I start to speak from Luria's perspective about the creation? Questions so far, things are not clear before I go a bit deeper.
For me, it's crystal clear and beautiful. And many ideas came, but it's great.
You can go for it.
Yes. So, if people are familiar with Luria or with the language of the books, we speak about 4 types. Do you remember, Fernando, once before, a few months ago, and maybe more than 1 year, you asked me about different kinds of men or different kinds of creation. Adam shebabria, Adam sheba'asiya, Adam sheba'atzilut. Do you remember the question? And I wanted to answer, but I knew that there isn't any time until I could answer the question. So, Adam sheba'atzilut, the noble man, was created here in the 3rd month, Bemazal Teomim, in twins or in Gemini. Because we have full reflection, we have the spirit and its reflection here. We have the spirit, like Rodrigo said, the Anpin in this case, spirit, and its reflection in space and time. Adam sheba'atzilut. Adam, human in nobility, the top of mankind. Adam sheba'atzilut. In the 3rd month. Why in the 3rd month? Because 3 always stands for the spirit. Now, as answering Fernando question, Adam shebabria, meaning in creation, in time, is created where? In Rosh Hashanah. Meaning autumn. September, October, in the 7th month, according to the Bible. Adam shebabria, because we have 4 worlds. We have Atzilut, nobility, Atzilut, beyond space and time. Atzilut, Bria, Yetzirah, 3rd, Asiya. So the creation of man in space and time, we are celebrating in Rosh Hashanah, in the 7th. Please pay attention, in the 7th, like we make the scheme of the tree of life. So we have 7th, the 7th month here, in a way. This is Rosh Hashanah in the 7th month. But Adam Sheba'atzilut, the top, what God had or is having in his head about us, the top is in the third month. First of all, do we understand this concept?
Would we think that the third month represents the three upper spheres? So
Yes,
it's
yes.
like the Adam Shebatzilut was created only in the supernal realm,
Yes.
and this Adam Shebabriah in the seven lower spheres.
Yes,
From
yes.
Absolute.
Excellent,
Great.
excellent. And how do we see this? When we turn now to Genesis 1, what do we find? Second, please, we need a reader for the three verses of Genesis 1, English or Hebrew or both.
I could cover this one in English.
Yes, 1 second. I'll move it for the English. 1 second. Do we see this on YouTube reflected? I'm not sure because there's a delay. Let's see if we see this. Please. I just want to follow Philip that it's been reflected, the verses on YouTube as well. I'm moving it left.
I have it okay on my screen. You might have to ask those on YouTube though.
Joanne, do you see the whole verse in English? Joanne, can you hear us? It will have a delay because it takes 1 or 2 minutes. Maybe Joanne or Ruth.
Yes, yes, it's okay here on YouTube. I had the YouTube open here and I can see it.
Good. So, please.
I'm particularly interested in the fact that this one has 5 times out of 10 in the whole Bible, and God said, just related in here. So, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning one day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening and there was morning a second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth put forth grass, herb yielding seed, and fruit tree bearing fruit after its kind, where is the seed thereof upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, and tree bearing fruit, wherein is the seed thereof after its kind. And God saw it was good. And there was evening and there was morning a third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so.
Thank you, Philip. Now, in Genesis 1, we see the first 2 verses. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. What happens now in verse 3?
day 1 starts to occur.
In verse 1, what happens? In verse 2, what happens? And what change comes in verse 3?
The
Vayomer.
first and
In verse 3, God say Vayomer and Vayehior.
Yes.
it is like we do not have division in the verse 3, right?
Excellent. There
Because
is no.
first
Yes.
we have heaven and earth.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
second, we have this division between the waters and the God that stands. So it is a description. And
Yes.
in the third verse, we have this just a saying, that resolves all the duality that we have in the first and the second verse.
Excellent. And here we see the first time the third verse of the Bible, there's light. The third verse and the third month. Please see how those are resonating together. In the third month, לצאת בחודש השלישי, in the third month, לצאת בני ישראל, to the going out of the children of Israel out of Egypt in this day, today. They're coming Sinai desert. And Sinai desert, Sinai, has the value of 130, like the value of love. Today, in this day, they are coming not just to Sinai desert as it is translated to English, but Midbar, or those letters we can read as Medaber, speaking. Speaking love. Midbar Sinai is not just Sinai desert, but we can read it as speaking love, or love is speaking. Questions so far?
Eti,
Yes.
in the same verse 3,
Yes.
there is the Yehior,
Yes.
and these two words, Yehior,
Yes.
has the same value of the four names, the feeling of the four names in Atzilut, in Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiyah. If
Yeah.
we add 72 plus, if we add 72, 63, 45, and 52, we get 232. And what I try to say that this light, I believe that came from Atzilut to all the tree of life.
Yes.
I don't know if it's right. I don't know it's right, but it seems to me.
Yes. Yehi-O, let there be light, has the value of 232. If we add, and those are the fillings of the tetragrammaton in Atzilut, 72 in Atzilut, Bria, Yetzirah, and then Asiyah. Now, what happens when we add to this number 232 the origin, which is 1? What do we get?
The tree of life.
233, the tree of life. It's a chayim. It's a chayim. Tree of life. Excellent. Very good. So, yes, Fernando, Felipe, yes?
I was just going to say, do you have some things to say on this one, but it'd be going a little bit off topic. I can hold on until
you can ask.
later on.
You can ask and see how because I don't know what you're gonna ask.
It's more an impression
Mm-hmm.
than a question.
You can.
That's fine. I can hold on to until there's a point when we're maybe waiting on something or anything.
Okay. Thank you. Rodrigo, Fernando, would you like to say something? To ask? To comment?
I was
It-
looking at it. Oh,
Yes.
please, Felipe, please
Yes.
go on.
No, just to ask if you were saying Sinai stands for love,
Yes.
and Midbar is like Dabar plus
Yes.
the so instead of desert, we read the verb to speak, to say something. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes, to speak or to say love. The letters, because the Torah, as Fernando once says, the Torah is just a sequence of letters. Only later in time comes the Nikud. What is a Nikud? We have consonant in English and vowels is the sound. So Hebrew does not have those like in other languages, vowels as letters. We have like lines and dots. But this is a later addition. As Fernando was saying, it's just a sequence of letters. And now as we read the Torah with this Nikud, this is just an offering, one way to read the Torah, Midbar Sinai. We can read it as Medaber, speaking or talking or saying, because Midbar, those 4 letters we can read as Midbar, desert, or as Medaber, speaking, telling, saying. When Sinai, the value of Sinai is 130, like 10 times love, or 5 times 26. So in this day, they are coming to speak love. Today, in this day, they're coming from Egypt, the land of duality, conflict. Like Fernando was saying, the first 2 verses of Genesis 1 is just conflict, because there's heaven and earth, and then there's void and darkness. In the 3rd verse of Genesis, there's light, there's unity. In the same manner here, in the 3rd month, to the going of the sons of Israel out from the land of Egypt, in this day, today, they're coming to speak love on the behalf of love, or unified speech. Does this make, yes? And he said,
Yes. And I have 2 comments. The first one, just that Luria speaks that the letters are only the body.
Yes.
The vowels are the ruach, the spirit.
Yes.
And the lateral thinking, because when he speaks that when we open the words to the numbers and to write it like with its feeling or with the secret, it's the soul, it's the supreme realm. So we start from the body, that is the letters, we go to speak about it, right, the ruach. And after we go to the creativity, that is the infinite, that is the spirit. And from this, I was looking at the very first word in Exodus chapter 19 that speaks Bechodesh and Bachodesh. And Bachodesh means in the month, and Chodesh we can read as Hadash as well, like something new.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And Bachodesh gives us the sum of 314.
Excellent.
We can see as Shaddai.
Yes.
I think. And we can see also as 3 times man, 3 times 14. So
yes.
Just to see how it is possible to open to the infinite. Just one verse contains almost everything. It's impressive.
That's correct. Now, I just, if there aren't any comments or questions at the moment, I would like to go to Philon, claim or question. Which
maybe if we are about to transition, just to point out in the Genesis verse that it's mentioning the steps happening as each day, and with this being about Earth in creation, and our perception of what a day is just one rotation of the face of the Earth coming back towards the sun again, makes I guess a little bit of a case that it's saying that every day we had the next stage happen, where to us at our level we only see that a day is between relative between the Earth and the sun. So and this is something that's happening during the creation of it.
yes, Philip. I think Philip.
If
Yes.
yes, am I coming through?
Yes. Yes. The voice. Yes, is heard.
Sorry. Yeah, it's just interesting that our judgment of a day is only from the turning of the sun, and here we are telling us that it's happening day by day. Just as a relevance,
It is like a structure, Philip.
Yes,
It is like
it is a structure. Yes, it is a structure. It is a structure.
and a semi-conflicting one as well, because it's one that is not to our perception. It's like it's the same pattern. I hope makes sense in the structure, in both structures, yet a different visual.
yes, I understood.
Mhm.
In the micro and the macrocosm,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yes. Yes. That's correct. Yes.
So just like to point that one out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just yes, Fernando. Would you like to say something, Felipe, Rodrigo?
I just was thinking, I'm okay.
Just to yes, Rodrigo.
No, just two observations. That word that Fernando mentioned, the first word that the chapter 19,
Yes.
Bahodesh.
Yes.
What is the meaning? What's the meaning of this word, that please?
In the months, Chodesh. Chodesh is months.
Because I know the word new, something like new.
Yes,
also.
it's the same. It's very good. It's both months and both new. Because the months is counted in Hebrew according to the birth of the moon. So whenever a moon is being born, it is a new moon. It means a new month. Now, in our times, we are calculating, or we look at the calendar, the 1st of April, the 2nd. We are counting around the sun. But the ancient, or until today, the Hebrew calendar includes both the sun and the moon. So whenever we have a birth of a new moon, and a birth of a new moon is basically darkness. This is the first evening, darkness. So it is new. The darkness is new. Chadash, new. But this is also the birth of the month, Chodesh. It is hard to conceive, but this is the idea.
No, it's great, Eti. I don't want to disturb the class, but if I may, I a question.
Yes.
I know you want to talk, Eti, but I just think about because this 3-month period mentioned in Exodus 19 is the same period that Moses' mother
Excellent.
hid his parents.
Yes.
Joanne put this on YouTube, and
thank you, Joanne. Thank you for reading. Thank you for reading, Joanne. Because Very good, very good. Very good. Yes. Yes, continue, Rodrigo.
No, it's just so I don't know. We can say about this period of 3 months, 90 days, 90 days. I don't know if it's the time necessary
Here, we have
for
it
the
here. We have it here. You said 3 months. In the third month, it's very good, Joanne. Very good, because I prepare it as well. So in the third month, so every month include 30 days. So in the third month, we have 90 days. 90 days, 90 stands for water, מים. And then we have the sign, ot, and water, מים. And then we have תאומים. Do you see the relation? Or it's hard to see? Do you have a sound? Can you hear?
Yes, yes, I'm here to just try to follow. Just try to follow.
In the third month, and each month has 30 days, double 3, we have 90. 90 stands for water. And there's a sign. There's a speech that comes in a way, ot. And then we have teomim. So from each direction that we come, we find the same thing.
Great. Thank you, Eti. Great.
If it is hard, I can repeat. If not, you can take any direction that you think. Yes, Moses, supposed to be, there was a, Moses supposed to be, this is the story, Moses supposed to have been born at in the third month from spring, according to the Egyptians' files. They were having registrations where the children are going to be born. But since this, and they planned to put the child in the water to drown him, but he was born 3 months before time. So he was born in a way in fish signs, 90 days before his time. Do we understand this, or it's hard to conceive?
It is perfect for me.
Yes, I believe that I can get it. Thank you, Eti.
He's supposed to be born in June or Sivan, according to the papers, to the doctors, because the Egyptian make like registration, like today when we register pregnancy, weeks or months. And the Egyptian had registration to know when this child is supposed to be born and to ready to drown him. But here something else happened. This child is born before time. So he is born in Adar or March and not June, Sivan, 90 days before, 3 months before. Questions?
And
Yes.
what Philon, I'm curious about what Philon speaks about this episode that you started, but I don't know if...
Yes. Philon asked very good question. Why Moses, he wrote the 5 books of Moses. Why did Moses choose to start with Bereshit, with the letter Bet, with duality, and not with the first commandments, with Anochi, so to speak? Why did Moses to choose to open the Torah with Bet and not with Aleph of Anochi? Why? This is the question. Why to start with Bet and not with Aleph? Why to start with duality? Because he wants to show us that we are born, when a person is born, he is born into duality, and only through the growth of the divine logos he can catch unity. Again, the first commandment is Anochi. It's not in English I am, as we, one second, I'll try to find a page to write it. It's not like we think Anochi in English is I am. Not really. Anochi is not I am, but I'm here vertical. I'm here vertical in you. Anach is vertical. Vertical with the letter Yod, which is 10 spheres. What does it mean, Anochi Hashem Elohecha? I'm vertical in you in 10 spheres, full portion. It's not I am the Lord your God, as we usually translate to English, but I'm vertical in you, the sense of vertical in you, which is portion with 10 spheres. Anochi. So Philon is asking, and 1200 years after Philon, Rashi is asking about the first verse of Bereshit. Why to open with the word Bereshit that starts with Bet, which has the value of 2, Bereshit, and not to start with the first commandment or the first saying of love of God, Anochi. I'm here vertical in you 10 spheres. So Rashi, and we were taught Rashi in about the 12th century, 12th century to Common Era. We are taught Rashi when the first person who asked this question according to our writing is Philon. Like 1200 years before Rashi, he asked the same question: why to start with the 2? Why the Bible starts with the 2 and not starts with the 1? Why to start with Bet and not to start with Aleph, with unity? And Philon gives an answer and says, what is Bereshit? What is in the beginning? Is when a human comes to life. At the moment of birth of a baby is Bereshit, meaning the birth of time. And the birth of time is duality. So let's start with the fact. The fact is when a child is being born, he's born into duality, he's born into time. And only through progress of education, he can require or understand or connect to the divine logos. This is why Moses did not start the Torah. The first, imagine, let's all of us make an exercise in imagination, which the Torah or the Bible starts with, I am the Lord your God. Imagine, we are accustomed to read, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, like what Philip was reading for us, a few verses of Genesis. This is how we're accustomed, our ancestors, our grannies, and so this is the story. But imagine we were not familiar with those verses over this story, and we start with, I am the Lord your God. Who will buy it? Who will continue to read the story? Who is speaking to you? Who is speaking to me, to us? Who? So Philon says we start with Moses. According to Philon, there was no brilliant man but Moses. This is how he described. And he says that Moses opened with Bereshit to show us a process that each human crosses in his life. So in the beginning, the baby sensed duality. From the womb, it was, even in the Greek philosophy, they tell us that a baby in the womb feels like contained in warm water, and suddenly comes the brutal birth, and he's out, and there's light, and it's cold, And the midwife immediately wrap him with something to give him again the sense of coziness and that he's contained, and he feels the cold air and he cries. And suddenly, but inside the womb it was like A, and suddenly outside the womb there are B condition. So this is how reality works. And Moses, as a great educator, started with fact. In the beginning, we have duality, womb and outside the womb. This is why the Torah starts with Bereshit, with duality, and not with I'm here, vertical in you. Because this is what happens to every baby. He comes out of the womb, he notices there's before and after, or two conditions, or polar conditions, and we grow into it, until through the process of education, there is a chance that by the speech and by thinking we shall arrive somewhere to a recognition of a divine logos. Does it make any sense?
Yes, Etienne, I'm wondering about the number 3, the relevance on the number 3, because
Yes.
because you speak here about the Aleph, that it is like the feeling of the being inside of the uterus of the
Yes.
womb,
Yes.
and the duality that we experience in our delivery, since we are delivered here.
Mm-hmm.
Have a third step here, that is the receiving on the Torah on the
Yes.
3rd month, right?
Yes.
So I would like to ask you about this number 3. It seems that the logos is related with this number 3, maybe this
Yes.
divine logos.
Yes, the divine logos is related to the number 3. Yes. 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 Even in Hebrew, when we write logos, we start with lamed, and lamed has the value of 30 or 3. Logos. When you write the Greek word logos, even in Hebrew, we write it with the letter lamed, which has the value of 30 or 3. Logos, in this way. Logos. Yes. And Fernando, just to answer your question, you asked about curiosity, yes?
Yes.
Socrates, he was born in the 4th of June. 4th of June is also Gemini twin. Once Kevin asked me, what is the meaning of the name Socrates in Hebrew, if you write the name Socrates in Hebrew letters? And I said it means curious. 1 second. Finally, here, Socrates. Now I write Socrates in Hebrew letters. I'll just get the 1 second to make it. I have seen pen. Socrates. Socrates. Sakran. Sakran. Curious. Once Kevin asked me. In Greek it might mean something else, but in Hebrew, sakran, curious. And he just was interested in the truth. Curiosity. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yes. Questions? Yes, logos is Greek. Yes, there is a question on YouTube. Logos is Greek. Yes, but we can still write Greek in Hebrew letters. Yes.
Eti,
Yes.
Eti, regarding that the number 3 that Fernando mentioned, we could say that this number 3 can also represent, on a certain perspective, the relationship that is established between the one, the Aleph,
Yes.
and the 2, the Bet.
Yes, of course.
So
Yes.
the moment that the Torah is given in the third month, it also means that the Creator, the is maintaining a relationship with the creation, something like that. The inside, the one going to the outside and keep in relation between his creation, something like that.
Yes. 1 and 2 is like Aleph and Bet, like Av, like the Father, like the cause or the divine logos. Yes, it is marked by the number 3, or by the upper 3 spheres, as Fernando mentioned.
It is interesting because also Carl Gustav Jung speaks a little about the number 3.
Yes.
It makes me remember two philosophers about this topic.
Yes.
One is Jung, that he speaks that the number 3 represents a process that on something on development, let's say.
Yes.
And like Rodrigo says, is this process of building a bridge between the 1 and the 2, let's say the conscious and the unconscious, the self and the ego. It is the process to make a relationship, the process to establish a relationship with somebody, with different. And the number 4 is the completude.
Yes.
And it's interesting that the divine name have 3 letters.
Yes.
And 4, it's the relationship between the 3 and the 4, right?
Yes.
It's a process, and it's everything. It's a completion. It is the both things at the same time.
Yes.
Something that may... Sorry, go for it.
No,
Yes.
please.
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead, because I'll be changing the topic if I start speaking.
Just one thing is that I remember also another philosopher that is Augustine, Saint Augustine.
Yes.
Because he asks this question for himself, like we do not see the whole picture of the world.
Yes.
We only see like frames of the
Yes.
reality, right?
Yes.
But for a miracle, I don't know why, and he doesn't know why, we can establish a unity. Like we see a lot of frames going to work, but we do not see the whole picture, that everything that is happening to us in this process, right? But somehow our mind unites everything and can tell a story to us that what happened today. And the war can be happening around us, but we can be happy. And why is that? We cannot grasp the whole picture. So the Augustine attributes this to the grace. I don't know if I make myself clear, but Augustine attributes this to the grace and to the divine logos. He uses this that our consciousness of the day, what we experience and could absorb in our daily experience, only happens thanks to the grace, to the divine grace that tells us a story, like brings it to unity.
Yes.
The 1 and the 2, the binary that is us and the world outside.
Excellent. Agostino of Hippo. Saint Augustine of Hippo, Fernando?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, questions and thoughts.
Yeah, something that might tie into the tree of life. At some stage, our months of the year got adjusted. Earlier on, we had a collection of 10 months, and now we've come up to 12. But we can see that within the months where it got adjusted, coming up to September starts off with sept, which means the number 7. It's
True.
usually something with 7 sides. October is 8. It stands for
Excellent.
8, and yet it's month number 10. November is 9, and yet it's month number 11. And Deca is 12, which stands for the number 10.
That's true. At the beginning were 10 months. And then July and August were added on the behalf of Julius Caesars and Augustus. And we have jumps. And September, which is the 9th month in our counting, used to be septum or septa 7, septa, Shabbat 7. And now it jumps into, yes, and now September is the 9th. In October, which we count as 10, used to be octopus, like 8 arms, used to be the 8th, now it's 10th. Yes, and November, Nova, yes, the new month, yes, used to be the 9th, now it's 11. And December, Deca is 10, now it's 12. So all the months jumped into until we have the counting of today.
Definitely. So wherever the adjustment happened, it must have happened in the first half of the year.
The adjustment happened after June, because the 2 months were added, July and August were added immediately after June. It used to be all the months according to June, and then from June to Septa. Yes?
There you go.
Yeah. And July and August were added, and then we are now with 12 months as we know them. That's
I was
correct.
curious when we were speaking, about the tree of life. It was mentioning months just before actually that picture was drawn. Whether that ended up tying into it.
When did it happen, the addition?
Only
You ask about the addition, when the addition happened?
not quite that the fact that it happened, but more so because we were speaking about the months of the year, specifically the 3rd month, that the tree of life ended up coming into the conversation, that being 10, 7 plus 3
Yes.
spheres, that if we began with 10 months in the year, if there's a relation there, I guess I'd have curiosity.
That is
Which I wouldn't know, to be honest.
there is registration on it, on your question, on I think Wikipedia. I once saw it, so you can read about it. Yes, there is a relation, there is.
Okay.
You're most welcome. Questions so far? Fernando, Rodrigo?
And we have a question on YouTube, AT,
Yes,
from
yes,
Geoffrey.
yes.
Since Beth is home or family, don't you think Moses started with Beth because he wanted to show that the purpose of God creation is to make a family?
This is not the purpose. This is not the purpose.
Yes, it's difficult, but
It is hard to yes, Fernando?
I think that the idea is like to bring everybody to being brothers and sisters, maybe,
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
I think that this is.
Yes. Yes.
Because family is not always good, right? It's not
Yes.
something that
Ooh, there are so many. Of course not. No. This is why we celebrate Passover, because the secret of Passover is, and the title is to tell your son, because what happens, and also Philon writes about it, that what happens is the naturally tendency of parents is to fall into relate to their children as slaves. This is the natural tendency.
wow.
Yes, yes. There, and he warns from this, and he speaks about how not to do it. He warns his listeners how not, because this is the tendency. I heard few people speak in public, and this is the tendency. It is a miracle if this does not happen. This is a miracle. And this is why the story of the Haggadah, which we read in Pesach, is also named Vehigadeta levincha, and you shall tell your son. And this is not for nothing, because we are so conditioned that to think that we are printed in this is a concrete family and the parents are God. This is hard to take out of our system. I mean, only through education a person might have an access to the fact that he is not the son of his parents. It's not easy, because we are like mammals. Even mammals or kittens are living somewhere. The parents or nature separates. I mean, the kittens are going to life, and humans are carrying attachment, and they tend to relate to their parents. Let's say qualities of gods, and this is why we have Passover every year, to separate this, to cut it. So the intention is not to create a family, Jeffrey, but to look beyond. We come through a family, but this is not the intention. This is only the beginning.
It is interesting because it is very difficult to let it go, everything that we happen in the context of the family, you know?
Yes.
Because it is very difficult to identify what is from us, from our essence, and what is from what we learn at home, you know. And this is a challenge for a part of our lives, to make this Passover and to discover ourselves.
Yes. This is it, Fernando. This is it, to discover ourselves, the Aleph in the blood, Adam. Yes, to discover the Aleph, the unity in us, the one, which comes, so to speak, from blood relations, because the parents could not be parents unless they create. I will not go into this now, but to discover it is a life task. A life task. Thank you for asking.
To become universal.
Yes, citizen of the world. Yes, an unconditional lover of creation and mankind. Yes, because the tendency is to love and to relate only to the familiar, families and relatives, and not to see beyond. But what education tries to do is to grow us beyond. Yes. Thank you so much. So I would like to... Yes, Fernando, yes.
One last thing, Betty, just because it's to bound everything to the idea.
Yes.
Is that these sayings of the third month?
Yes.
Is to the Bnei Israel.
Yes.
Right. Is to the sons of the tree of life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh.
to the sons of the tree of life. Yes. They are.
To speak this metaverse Sinai, it is only for this kind of perspective, you know.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Fernando.
Eti. So good to listen to you. Thank you so much for opening this secret to us.
You're most welcome, and I wish to greet all of children, people who are born in Gemini now, with happy birthday. So, Fernando, Kevin, friends, yeah, so much. Have a good life, happy life, and we can meet here. We're taking a bit now a vacation for a while to sort and to see the future, and we can meet here on Tuesday, the 7th of June. And I will speak to you during this time on Discord, and we shall plan a plan for the future. Thank you
Great,
so
Eti.
much.
Thank you very much. Have a great vacation and see you on 7th June. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Shalom,
much.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much. תודה רבה.
Thank you, everyone. Sure.
Hello.